Thanks, Ross. Well done. A bit of a sort of senior moment there, even for a young man. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along here. It's a fabulous opportunity to meet some of the most famous motocrossers of all time, and it's going to be really good talking to them. They've done a fair bit of talking today already, and they've signed an awful lot of autographs. They must be exhausted, but I'm sure they'll rally round to help us tonight. And of course, we've got our own world champion with us today, Noyce, who's come to join us. So let's have a little cheer for Graham. I hope you all enjoyed the racing today. If I sound a bit hoarse, there's a good reason. When you ride at the back of the pack, you eat an awful lot of dust. It's something these guys don't know much about. They've not often had to eat the amount of dust I have today. So if I'm hoarse, I do apologise. So anyway, let's get started. We want to ask one or two telling questions from the guys. And I mean, where do we start? We've got Roger Da Costa, 5 times world champion. We've got Heikki, Mikkola, world champion, up team to 4 times. We've got Lackey and Noyce here. It really is motocross royalty. There's no other way to describe it, motocross royalty. So I really want to start by asking Roger, Brad and Heikki how they've enjoyed themselves today so far. So we'll start with you, Roger. What are your impressions of the Drumlanrig Scramble today?
It's a beautiful event, and I feel that everybody that gets to ride on this property is pretty lucky. I'm really surprised that this is possible on a place like this, and the castle property. It's very impressive.
Well, there was a time, Roger, in this country, and not so very long ago, if you'd entered anywhere near the grounds of this castle on a bush bike, you'd have gone straight to jail. So things are very different now, and it's great that Drumlanrig Castle in Buccleuch Estates welcome us here yet again, and hopefully we'll continue to do so.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that is making this possible, and especially Fraser and all the people that are helping it.
Yeah, there have been an awful lot of people have done an awful lot of work for this. And of course we have to thank the riders and their families and their children and their friends and the spectators who come along to support us today.
Yeah,
and will do tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good to be here.
Yeah. I was talking a minute ago about how I was struggling at the back of the field today. But in your mind you're just Roger Da Costa and Mikkola and Brad Lackey, it doesn't matter, you know. And Noyce. You can just dream as you ride around there.
Yeah, like I said, you know, it's everybody should be lucky to ride on this place and to be part of an event like this.
Yeah. Okay, well, you've given us a good impression. Let's go to Heikki now. And Heikki, I'd like to ask you, you've been here before. We've had you here at Drumlanrig Castle as a guest of honour. But how do you think the event has been today? Have you enjoyed watching it and meeting the many fans that you still have?
It's very nice to come in here and looking in a race. I was here also 3 years ago, and I'm very happy when somebody here called me and say welcome to looking in this year's race. The track is very nice. It looks like we have in Europe some trackers like this one also. Very good. And not in my time, it's not so many drivers coming like here. It's almost, I think, 200, more than 200 drivers. But anyway, I'm very happy to see this place. Thank you.
Brad, you've been here before as well, and obviously you're glad to be back. The invitation was extended, and here you are again. How have you enjoyed your weekend so far?
It's been perfect so far. The sun is out. I brought it from California. So, you know, the track it looks beautiful. It's so green and so nice, and I'm sure it is. And I rode 4 years ago. I made 1 lap and I was very surprised on how rough it was. So I know what you guys are going through. I know it's going to get rougher, so be safe out there, but it is a beautiful track, and like Roger said, to have the opportunity to ride at a place like this is, you know, sometimes once in a lifetime. Hopefully it will continue on, but as riders in this area, you guys are very lucky to have this facility, and the people that put this together did a great job, and you got to thank them when you see them, because they did a lot of work.
That's very true, Brad. Thank you. Now, you mentioned there are an awful lot of people, as you guys know, when it comes to arranging motocross events, behind the scenes, unsung heroes. So, you know, we will, by the end of the weekend, be thanking them enormously for all they've done. You make reference to the track and how it got rough a bit, but nobody has ridden on more rough tracks than you guys sitting here. I can't imagine what some of the tracks you rode on were like. And one of the things that I'd like to know about is some of the horrendous downhills that you guys had to compete on. How did you find them? Were they something you were used to back home in California?
Well, I grew up in Northern California, and it's not like Los Angeles, that's more flat and hard. I lived in the hills and had more mountains and stuff, so I was kind of used to going up and down hills where I came from, so those didn't bother me much. But you know, back in the early days of motocross, you know, sitting door from those tracks like that, they had big uphills, big downhills, and you know, Roger and Heikki rode stuff that I didn't even get to ride. That was probably more dangerous and more up and down. But I mean, back in the earlier times, you know, there would be boulders coming off those uphills that would break your arm off, and if it hit you, you could get killed just from a rock. You know, so nowadays things are a little bit easier for the guys, I think. I mean, there's competition always, like always. You know, everybody wants to win the race and everybody wants to be in first place. But I think this track is really nice because it doesn't have any giant uphills and giant downhills, but it's very up and down and very smooth, and it's got some fast sections and some tight sections. It's very good laid out, and I think you guys are going to have a great time.
Oh, that's great, Brad. Brad, would you mind passing your mic to Graham? Graham, you've been here before as well, and you enjoyed being back at Drumlanrig?
Yes, and I must apologise for not being here yesterday because I had some motorcycle guy went inside my truck and broke my truck, and the police confiscated it, so I was not able to be here yesterday. And luckily my man came here and picked me up this morning, and here I am. I do apologise for that. You know, I was here before, and the track looks very, very different. To start with the topic before, now to the bottom. It's nicer. It's very, very good.
Does it make you wish you were riding still?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe you had a bit of bother, a really irksome journey up.
Yes, there's a young lad on the motorcycle. He came up a side entrance and just ran inside the truck and broke the steering rod, so couldn't drive anymore, and the police wanted to confiscate it, and so unfortunately I can't get the compound until Monday, and now it's going to go on and on. But no, I do apologise for that. I would have been here earlier, but here we are.
Well, this is lovely for what they're making such a problem. We don't have our own homegrown motocross hero here just now, our own Vic Allen, because Vic still takes his motorcycle sport very seriously indeed, and he's gone back